Ain't we lucky we got 'em? Good times.
So
Ask me what I did over the holidays.
What did you do over the holidays?
Watch a ton of Good Times.
On what channel were you watching Good Times?
TV One.
What is TV One?
It's just only black sitcoms.
Is it a local station?
No, it's like a cable station.
Oh, okay.
It's mostly Family Matters and Good Times is like 75% of their programming.
Because I got an HD TV antenna, like for people who don't have cable. And there's a ton of weird local independent channels that just show weird reruns.
That's where I live.
Oh,
is
yeah?
in the weird digital sub-channels that all they do is show reruns.
Okay.
That's all I want to watch. New Year's, Antenna TV, New Year's Day, all-day news radio marathon.
Oh,
Starting the year off right.
a classic. So,
Hey, you like my shirt?
I do love your shirt. It is an embroidered.
We're on a
Ether
podcast,
cycle.
so I'm going to talk to people about how my shirt looks.
Yeah, let's not tell them what's on it. Just gotta check the video. Now it's an embroidered shirt. Well, a lot of Shopify merchants use Printful for print on demand. And I found out they've done embroidery for like the last 2 years. And it's really easy to use provided you have a vector graphics file. So an SVG file from Illustrator. You drop it in, it's just like the regular thing, pick your garment, you drop it in. But then it's really cool. It goes, all right, here are the thread colors we have. These are the colors in your SVG. Map them to the thread colors you want. And then, you wait a few days, and magically, a perfect embroidered shirt shows up.
I just wanted to feel like I was working at a Best Buy.
Yeah, we got that Geek Squad look
Yeah,
going.
right.
Yeah. Now, based on the amount of gear and stickers and crap in here, 100%, we're like 20 years ago, we would have been a Geek Squad.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, today we want to do a listener Q&A episode as we go into the new year, as we go into 2020. So an interesting thing happens every year, because we're doing this podcast, I think 5 years now. I think this is year 5. You don't know. I don't know. That's great. Neither of us are really sure how long we've been doing this.
It's year 5. I'll give it year 5 at least.
And every January, downloads spike in January because of the number of people who have whether they call it a resolution or not, but they want to start the year strong and they've got a goal where they say, all right, I want to get my business off the ground. I want to get it to a place where I can quit my job, or I want to double my income, whatever it is. But things really take off in January. A PSA here. This is also when the scammers come out of the woodwork. And they prey on people who are new to an entrepreneurial venture, who are new to doing an e-commerce store or Amazon dropshipping. And they'll sell you, a course, and you end up buying like $30,000 worth of stuff on a pallet from China that sits in your garage for several years. So the PSA here is just be wary of get-rich-quick schemes, especially the first quarter of the year. We talked about it last January.
Last
was
January,
our first episode
yeah, that was that
of
big,
the year.
Yeah, about people who get sucked into the idea of like get rich quick, drop shipping on Shopify.
Yeah, it was specific to like Amazon and Shopify. So
You're not going to get rich quick. Don't think that you will.
Yeah, there's overnight successes are extremely rare. This is more of a grinded out thing. But so I put together some questions that people had asked over during December that I thought would be a good starting point for like, hey, let's talk about things we could do to grow our businesses going into the new year. And the first one, if you don't have any other housekeeping items, that is, sir.
When are you going to Disney World next?
Oh boy. In 10 days. Actually, so in like less than 7 days from when this episode publishes.
Must have been rough for you not going for a month.
Yeah, I was last there. It will be a little over 30 days since the last time I was there.
You starting to get the shakes?
No.
You haven't heard It's a Small World in a while?
So Small World is very polarizing. And I'm on the side of people who thinks it's like a torture device. It's like 11 minutes of a 30-second song.
Who likes
looped.
it?
Oh, plenty of people like it.
Yeah.
You know that It's a Small World is also the most played song of all time at this point because it's been running for decades.
It runs on a loop for 24 hours a day.
In multiple cities. Yeah, that's a weird thing to think about. No, Andy Bedell, master marketer who's been on this podcast several times and works at KeySmart. His family has a timeshare at Animal Kingdom. So and it overlooks the savannah. And they're like, yeah, you should come stay with us. So that's how we ended up going twice in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I get back, the month after that, Julie is going. But it's to run a marathon. So it's all good.
So that's the February trip. What's
Yeah.
the March trip? You going to Disneyland Paris in March?
After that, there's no trips planned until June.
When you go to Tokyo Disney?
I would love to. Tokyo, it's called Disney Seas. That's bonkers. That's like they had a different kind of money when they built that thing. No, we'll go. We'll do
when
a
you
Disney
think about it,
cruise
your
this
love
summer.
of Disney is built on like extremely high quality engineering
Yes.
and like precision.
Yes.
And so then you
And
take
systems and processes.
systems and processes and precision, and then you take that and you put it in Japan, the land of systems and processes and precision, and it's like precision Voltron.
Oh yeah. No, it is like the hardcore Disney people, when I've seen their videos, they're like, this is next level. I can't handle it. All right, we'll get off Disney. We're just here to talk about e-commerce, Paul.
Disney sells things online.
They do. Actually, yeah, the Disney store's pretty nice.
They should build a Shopify store and have us build it.
Maybe like a pop-up shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. All right, if anybody's listening. All right, let's talk about e-commerce and our listener questions. So the first one came from a YouTube comment on our burgeoning YouTube channel. Chris T says, I need to know about email marketing specific to customers that made recent purchases. Seems obvious, but it's something I've been missing. Learned a lot here. Thanks, guys. Email marketing specific to recent purchases. So this is like post-purchase cross-selling, right?
Well, I was thinking it was more like feel-good education.
Oh, okay. Actually, so that's one of the things that people who are new to this may be missing.
That was the first thing that popped. You immediately went to cross-sells and upsells. I immediately went to let's make you feel better about the thing you just bought and about the brand itself. So when we send you the upsells and cross-sells later, you're more likely to buy.
You're 100% right. You need to do that pre-sale education and that post-purchase feel-good, cuddly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the technical term. All right, so let's...
So it's like, in my mind, it's like the thing you just bought, here's how you take care of it, or here's how you use it.
Aha. Yes.
So like you need to just send them education about the product of like, here's a thing it can do. Here's how you take care of it. Here's how you clean it. Here's how you maintain it. And that works for a myriad of stuff.
All right, let's walk through some examples. I like this idea. All right, so number one, they get an email, it's easier in my head to work with a working example. So we're gonna pretend we have purchased a wallet made of fire hose from our friend Jake Starr at Recycled Fire in Louisville. And you buy your wallet, let's say it's like $20, and you get an email the next day that's like, hey, Jake here. So grateful for you. Appreciate you. Thanks for buying. So it's a thank you from the owner, right? But it's a customer service opportunity. So you're like, hey, if you have any questions, just hit reply. And then the day after that, you go, you want to set their expectations and keep them interested. So you say, all right, your wallet, you should receive your wallet in like X2 in however many days. Ideally, I can estimate it.
So you're talking before they even get it.
So there's that, when you first buy the thing, that's pretty exciting. And then when you get it and open the box, that's exciting. But there's the lull in between where you got nothing.
Where you're just watching the tracking number.
Yeah, and this is where like you could add a lot of value, I think, by just doing a daily email up until they get the thing. That really helps set their experience as positive. So the next day you're like, all right, here's like when your item's gonna go out, if it's like made to order. I recently talked to somebody who they had a 4-week lead time on their stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so like that would be a really nice thing for them to have with like to fill up 4 weeks, a lot of personalized content.
Well, in the 4-week example, they sell extremely specific bespoke clothing.
Yeah, it's like made to fit.
That's like made to fit and probably requires very specific maintenance and other things done to it. So that's where you can do the education of like, hey, when this thing comes, here's what you do. Here's the first thing you should do when you have it. Like, try it on, make sure that it fits right and everything's good. And then, like, here, after you wear it, here's how you maintain it and, like, all that sort of stuff.
Well, so you brought up apparel. That's a good one.
I feel like, yeah, apparel.
If I try it on and it doesn't fit, what do I do? That's a bad experience for people.
Yeah.
So what I've seen some really smart retailers do is before you even got the item, one of the emails you get in between the purchase and receiving it is, hey, when you get your item, try it on, and if it doesn't fit, here's what you're going to do. Wow. Okay, great. Give me the instructions up front so I don't have anxiety about returning the damn thing if I have to or exchanging it. I like that. And then Jake Starr does a really clever one. He doesn't do it for all of his products, but he'll send you an email that's like, this is the story of that product. Here's how I came up with the idea. Here's how I developed it. And like he just runs you through the history of it. What I think is so brilliant about that is if you read it and then you pull out this fire hose wallet and somebody goes, oh, that's a cool wallet, there's a good chance you may pair it back. Hey, well, actually, it's cool. It's a story. Here's, the guy used to be a firefighter and they were throwing out decommissioned fire hose and he started sewing. You then know that story behind your wallet and it makes it that much cooler.
I was thinking if it's one of those businesses where, you do donate X% to a charity or there's some sort of charitable organization involved and you're actually doing that, fingers crossed, I hope you really are. One of those
we're always very skeptical of
we're
those.
always very skeptical of those people, but if you are doing that, one of those emails can be, hey, you bought something from me, your money went to these people, here's what your money did.
Okay.
And like, talk about the charity, talk about what they did, talk about how they made people's lives better, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you're giving that good feeling over to the consumer of just like, thanks for that money. You did a good thing. Here's what your money did for people. And like, I think that's a extremely powerful email.
No, absolutely.
And helps, them feel better about the brand too.
If it's part of the brand story, for sure. And we've seen that, like the brands that do stuff like that and do charitable giving, when we do customer surveys, it'll be like, well, what'd you get out of this? And a lot of people will cite it. But I think that's the difference with if you're using cause marketing. It needs to be like baked into every touch point.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people see it for what it is. It's like, well, I just kind of tacked it on.
Yeah, you can't throw a freaking GIF in the cart that's like, by the way, if you buy something, 10% of the profits go to cancer. Like, that doesn't...
Would you stop giving cancer money?
Cancer needs help.
Yeah, people keep trying to stop it.
But yeah, that. When I see that, I'm just like, you're full of it.
Yeah, it feels like a cash grab. It's all because of Tom's, who started that, really like drove cause marketing, and now they're going under.
I was about to say, didn't they get in a ton of trouble for something?
Tom's is just Google it. They have been in the news and not for good reasons. All right. So then we have yet to actually sell anybody anything else.
We've yet to upsell them anything because you got to prime them for the upsell.
There's another one I want to do. There's a Klaviyo automation in there that you can run called delayed fulfillment. I've talked about this before. You can have it automatically send out an email if it's been X days after the order, but an order has not been marked fulfilled. So let's say normally you fulfill an order in 2 days, but an order that's sitting for 5 days clearly has been back ordered. You can have Klaviyo automatically send an email that's like, hey, we know we've got a high volume. We're sorry. We've not forgotten about you. So that's a nice one to include in there just as an automatic customer service thing. Then finally, so you can send an email, and ideally you want to have this be specific to their purchase, but you send out an email that's like, all right, here's how to really enjoy your product. Here's some other things to buy. So I bought yet another drone, and what did they send me? I got cross-sold on a protection plan. Because you spend money on a drone and then fly it at 45 miles an hour into a tree, that's going to be a painful experience. So, and they know that, so they're going to try and sell me this protection plan. But like Jake could do that if you buy the wallet. Hey, well, I've got a bell. I've got other accessories that match, that go with it. Or digital camera is always a good example. Oh, you bought a camera. Hey, did you want to get extra batteries? Did you want a bag? Did you want memory cards? So finally you hit them with that stuff and you say, hey, since this is a second purchase, if you make it within a couple days, we'll give you 10% off. We'll give you 15% off. Or we'll just we'll give you free shipping on any order.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you do that, if you do the pre-upsell sequence to make them love you, then you send that upsell email, 48 to 72 hours after they actually get the product, and you include a coupon code in it, I think that's just like 100% conversion rate in my head.
As long as it's got that, it expires. That's going to help.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I use those because I bought a bunch of gifts.
I don't even think it needs to be like a big discount. I seriously like 10%.
Yeah, it's just here's a token of gratitude to just push you over the edge.
Yeah, I'm going to give you 10% off.
Bit of urgency.
10% off on your next order. You should buy one of these things because it's better for your product, and you have 2 days to do it. Otherwise, this 10% off expires.
So I bought
Everyone will use that.
I bought a bunch of gifts for people from Shopify stores, and one of them, it was pop-off leather. When you made an order, you got an email that was like, hey, if you want to make a second purchase in the next X number of days, here's a coupon code for like 10 or 15% off your order, whatever. So I used that. I'm like, cool. I'm not going to go looking for something else. I'll just buy something else from these guys. And lo and behold, I ended up making 4 or 5 separate purchases from them. So if you get someone in the right place, yeah, it absolutely works. And that was like, there was none of the other nonsense. Either I got the thank you email, like they did a couple, but the first thing I got was, hey, if you want to make a second purchase, here's your coupon code. So that argues against our butter them up first strategy.
Well, people just love discounts, but
I mean, you could do it both ways. You could have it as part of like immediately they get the coupon code, and then they get all these customer service feel good emails. Then they get the coupon code again. You go, well, hey, it's about to expire. That's how you do it. You give them the first one. You go, all right, you got 10 days on it. Then you space out the emails over 10 days. And then the final one is, hey, you got 48 hours, 72 hours, whatever, for this coupon code we gave you back when you made your first purchase. Nailed it.
Free money.
Basically, yeah. I mean, acquiring a customer is hard and expensive. So if you can really improve that experience where they remember it and they come back and they recommend you, this stuff pays dividends beyond just like, yeah, they made a second purchase. It's going to really increase customer lifetime value.
Well, I mean, whenever you're vetting a new client for us, one of the questions you ask is how many people are on your email list? Because that immediately tells us how high we can make this rocket go.
Yes.
Because if they have nobody on their email list, it's like, okay, well, there's a problem that we got to deal with.
Yeah.
Whereas if they have a ton of people on their mail list, it's like, oh, okay, sky's the limit here.
Yeah. Oh, I love when someone's like, oh yeah, I got this email list, but I don't do anything with it. That's my favorite words. First, I'm like, what are you doing? Also, let me help.
Yeah, it's like, we're about to look real great to you because we're going to make a ton of money come in.
Yeah. So if you like that whole sequence that we just laid out for post-purchase, I mean, that is a phenomenal missed opportunity if you aren't doing it. Let's go back, re-listen to it, write it down. If you're using Klaviyo, a lot of that stuff is already built in. Like the thank you is in there. The delayed fulfillment is in there. So you just rework those flows to get these other ones to work as well. Or you could even add them as like the first customer thank you email, just add more after. Additional emails to that flow would be how you do this. Shall we move on?
Yeah, sure. John Murphy asks, I cannot run ads for my niche. I cannot run ads for my niche, so I'm planning on building out an SEO content strategy to bring in traffic. Is that a good idea? Of course it's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Why would you, even if you could buy ads, you should still do it. Also, I want to know what his business is.
These things are, well, number one, like this is phrased as though it's mutually exclusive. They're not.
He sells like gun weed.
Gun weed?
Weed gun.
It's CBD for your rifle.
It's like CBD gun dildos.
Oh my God.
And he can't buy Facebook ads.
So we call them sensitive niches. Or is it in a sensitive niche? Which really just means it's like any age-restricted good. If there's any kind of age restriction on making the purchase, just assume you cannot advertise in a pay-per-click network. And you're at an immediate disadvantage. And the problem is you might say, oh, well, so my competitors are at a disadvantage too. No, because some of them are going to be real sleazeballs and work their way around it. So it's problematic.
Until it all blows up in their face, but still, they got a little bit of action out of it.
I'm not sure. I believe John Murphy sells shooting targets. So he does not sell guns, gun parts, ammo, just the targets. And
that should be fine.
And I think recently they shut him down. I mean, increasingly, it's we don't want to get into the politics of a gun debate, but if you're selling like even tangentially related accessories online, it's just a matter of time before you get shut down.
Well, that's
not shut down, but your PPC network.
Your ads are disallowed. We'll say
yes.
So yeah, that's unfortunate. So you got to go double hard into your content strategy.
Yes. Well, and I think they're not mutually exclusive. So if a great content strategy, if I've got an article that I'm like, wow, people Google a problem, they find this article that's like the ultimate guide to choosing a practice target. I don't know what, we'll just say a target. I don't know what these things are called. The ultimate guide to choosing your target. And then he's got like a 1,500 word article that like really lays out, here's why you don't want a cheap one because it's going to be dangerous. It's going to explode. You'll poke your eye out, right? I don't know. Like a whole ultimate guide article that gets a ton of traffic. And then, all right, so the people who visit that, I want to then retarget them with the products referenced in the ad. And then I could also send my cold traffic to that article, or people who only visited the homepage and bounced, I could send them to this educational article, and then once they view that, retarget them. Or people who viewed my Instagram profile, that's its own custom audience. I could retarget them with just this one article. So if you have an SEO, this content strategy to bring in traffic, I mean that, and you could do PPC ads, oh my gosh, those are the people who are going to really work around the difficult low return on ad spend problems that a lot of merchants are seeing with Facebook.
You mentioned something in there, and it ties into something I've been thinking about a lot, which is I've always been a major poo-pooer of like, well, we got to get big on social, like Twitter and Facebook and Pinterest and like Google Plus, like social's huge. And it's like, it's not. No one ever buys anything off of like your tweets. Like that has never happened in the history of the world.
I can tell you right now, we don't have a single client who has been successful selling on Twitter.
Yeah. And like Pinterest, I don't think Pinterest does a lot of drive-by traffic, doesn't work. But
Twitter is more B2B, I've noticed.
And like your Facebook group, which I think is probably good for
it's good for, I think, for existing customers.
For existing customers, but you're not on like my Facebook page and like stuff like that. But I think my opinion is changing about Instagram.
How
I think
so?
Instagram really drives sales. Well, we've seen it in the apparel world.
Paul likes Instagram?
I don't like Instagram. I recognize its power. I recognize its power because it's being huge on Instagram is key to any apparel store.
It's very visual and it's influencer driven. The other thing that YouTube, I think, is also it's so difficult to get traction on YouTube, but the people who do tremendously well. When you look at someone, I mean, the people who started early, you look at someone like Beard Brand, Eric Bandholz from Beard Brand, was this huge YouTube following. I mean, that really is like a key driver of their business. I talked to someone recently who bought their way into YouTube success. They, especially like this works when you have a niche audience. So they sell a product targeted toward doomsday preppers. Well, you know where Doomsday Prepper lives? On YouTube. YouTube has a whole Doomsday Prepper culture.
Yeah, well, any whack job culture is on YouTube.
Yes, and I loved that Nat Geo show, Doomsday Preppers. I wish they'd bring it back. Anyway, so building an audience at this point is going to be very difficult. But you could set up an affiliate network, then contact those merchants. So even if you can't sell through PPC networks on social media, you could still have a presence on social media, and you could still also use affiliate marketing. So that, I think, we could lump social media into content strategy.
And that's what I'm saying is that I'm not saying like buy stuff, like send free stuff or buy stuff from Instagram influencers. I'm saying get on Instagram yourself and become your own Instagram influencer, like with your product, and like show off your product and like make cool Instagram videos. I assume you could make videos of you shooting targets on Instagram.
Oh, of course.
I'm sure there are gun dudes on Instagram.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And like if that's your tribe, more power to you. I think the issue with social media, or with us giving advice about social media like that, is when you show up, your people already prefer one kind of network. So that's the one you want to go to. Like, they get nuanced and weird. So like, we'll use my wife's business, her Disney planning blog business, as an example. WWDW. Don't roll your eyes at me. It's catchy and memorable. It's a tongue twister. Anyway, the audiences she was like, I'm going to nail social media. The Instagram audience seems very fake. Like 5,000 followers, but engagement is poor. Those people don't convert. YouTube, so saturated, extremely difficult to get traction, but the way she was able to get some traction with an engaged group was zig where everybody else zagged. So everyone's like covering big stuff. She covers the not sexy stuff for parents. Like, here's our experience with babysitting. So sometimes that might be a way into social media, is just cover the most boring thing that no one else wants to talk about. And then Facebook, that's where she found her tribe. And then Pinterest, wow, that drives a ton of traffic. But is it a vanity metric in that that traffic converts the poorest of all of them? So I think you got to try it. You got to experiment. But trying to do all of them, you make yourself crazy.
Yeah.
So experiment and then like figure out where your tribe lives, like the people you want to reach.
Well, and the kind of content that you personally excel at creating, yes. Where could it live?
So that now we've got the Venn diagram, and wherever that overlap is, that's your unfair advantage. Like not everybody, some people would prefer to write. So that's probably best on Facebook. Maybe, or if you're like, I'm going to write thought pieces and like I'm going to be a thought leader. That's LinkedIn.
That should just be on-site content on your store too.
Well, you know, I'm a big believer in cross-posting. Just shotgun it everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, Doomsday Prepper for sure is YouTube. And I think the gun people are YouTube and Instagram.
I don't know. No comment.
To be clear, I don't own a gun. But I do enjoy trap shooting. It's fun.
Are you a trap queen?
I am not a trap queen at this time, no. Trap shooting, it's like duck hunt with the clay pigeon.
Yeah, I know what it is. I
was just like, this is real life duck hunt. It's very nerdy. All right. Third question, final question of the day. Josh C. He sent me a nice email. So you want to have a good opening question in your welcome series, because then occasionally people reply and you get these nice interactions. So this was in a reply to my welcome email. Josh C. said, I'm a business junkie and my wife and I have just hit 1.6 million in revenue for our e-commerce company for 2019. Congratulations, Josh. However, 95% of that revenue is from Amazon. We're excited to escape the clutches of Amazon and have slowly been building our own brand on Shopify. I'm a big fan of your podcast. Our biggest issue right now is generating traffic to our website. I am currently learning content and customer acquisition strategies. So he said, all right, so this is a common problem that people experience. When you're first starting out, building the audience is really tough. So rather than the shortcut to validate the idea and the product market fit is sell in a marketplace. The downside to that is you don't own the customer, you don't really own the brand, and you have this single point of failure. So whether I sell on Etsy, Amazon, eBay, any one of them, and in this case Amazon, could just go, you violated a policy, you're out, you're done, that's it, and cut you off. So, he said, hey, we did 1.6 million, and all right, so 1.5 million was on Amazon. Well, it's sudden when you get into those sums, it gets scary. Because at any time, Amazon could go, you're out. Or
you get used to that money, and then there's the chance that money disappears next year.
Yep.
Like Chinese knockoffs can come get you.
Yep.
Amazon can make a copy of it. Like Amazon could just push you down in their search results. Like you could be dead at any moment. You don't own any, and you got nothing to fall back on. You don't have an email list. You don't have anything to like hold your floor.
Yeah. And so the solution is you want to diversify those income streams. And the answer is, you build your own brand and you own it. And you do that with a Shopify store. Now, this doesn't mean like you quit Amazon. No, do all of them, right? So if you want to keep selling on marketplaces, do it, but also build your own brand. What's interesting about the successful Amazon sellers is when they create a Shopify store, there are times where these stores will have immediate sales on day one organically, because people on Amazon, it is not uncommon, they will Google the product title, they will Google the maker, the brand, and find the store and then buy direct, either because for whatever reason it makes them more comfortable.
Or they might be able to get it for cheaper.
In the past, Amazon had said you could not, if you sold on the marketplace and sold directly, you couldn't undercut them. And I believe they changed that, so you can now.
So first,
I could be wrong though. Please Google that before you take my advice.
I have questions and maybe an idea.
All right.
One, so for Josh here, he's been selling on Amazon. He's got 1.5 million in sales. He sold
1.6, sir.
Oh, pardon me.
I'm assuming he said 95%.
All right.
Here, we'll do the math.
Who cares? So
right,
he's
1.5.
He sold to tens of thousands of people. I assume his thing doesn't cost $1,000.
Yeah. Let's assume an average is $50.
Yeah. What does he have from those people? He doesn't have their emails. I know that.
When you do it with Amazon, they make a dummy proxy email.
Okay.
That's like, at Amazon Customer Central or whatever.
And then they send it.
And then they send it out, and then they post the tracking into Amazon, and that's how you get your payout. Amazon won't pay you until you have shown that you put the tracking in. And that's like because God's but shipping in e-commerce, and Amazon knows this, that to maintain good standing, you need to be constantly demonstrating to Amazon that you are fulfilling quickly. Assuming you're not using fulfillment by Amazon, in which case you don't worry about it.
All right. And if you're shipping it out yourself, you have the addresses?
Well, you would have to.
Okay. In like a database or something.
Yeah.
If you're using Fulfilled by Amazon, you don't get the address.
I don't know. You may. I know in the past there was a way to get the phone numbers out, and if you wanted to, you could use the phone numbers to try and match custom audience in Facebook, but the match rate's very low. An email, 100% of Facebook accounts have an email.
Yeah. Facebook has been trying to
numbers.
get you their phone numbers. Also, there was a giant leak of all the Facebook phone numbers. It was real bad.
Ooh.
Because I'm thinking, if you're in this dilemma, and like the first thing would be, well, I just email them, come to my Shopify store, don't buy off my Amazon store, but you don't have the email, so you can't do that. But if you have their physical addresses, can you send them a mailer that has a coupon?
Direct mail.
A direct mail campaign. And the direct mail campaign directs them to your Shopify store with like a coupon.
I'm going to assume 1, yes, and 2, that I'm sure that violates some Amazon agreement, but live dangerously. Beg forgiveness.
I mean, what's Amazon?
Not permission.
What is Amazon going to be like? What do they got? Postal inspectors seeing if you mailed people?
Yeah, well, I just don't know what Amazon's draconian terms of service are. Yeah, I like that. That's very clever. That's outside the box. All right, here's another one. You include in the instructions, or you do a pack-in card.
Oh, you got to register it.
You have to register to get your warranty.
Yeah.
You want your warranty, right? Register on our site to get your warranty. Aha. Now hey, and then have a checkbox, hey, do you want to get on our email list? So, and all right, to register your warranty, you send them to a landing page on your Shopify store. So now they're on the store. Now you can hit them with remarketing. And
yeah, you cookied them.
Now you get the email. Ideally, they opt into marketing. And then you can retarget the email indefinitely, and you can get them on your newsletter. So there are ways around this.
Well, it's just the goal of this entire operation is to get your customers out of the Amazon black box and into the light so you can somehow find them and get to them yourself again without the middleman.
Yep. Yeah. Well, so that's one. Yeah. Hey, can we recover the Amazon customers? Can we get those people to buy from our website? So, and the direct mail thing is brilliant. I love it. And recently I've seen more direct mail coming to our house from e-commerce brands. And Drew Sanaki was on the show recently to talk about like, hey, this is this completely untapped channel that people are ignoring that can work well. So yeah, I think direct mail is great. A pack-in for the warranty is smart.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Can
you make Amazon pack that in?
Amazon won't do it, but like you just package it with your stuff.
Okay.
And I've gotten those in Amazon packages, even though they do. Like I've gotten them where it's like, leave us a 5-star. This is bad. They're like, leave us a 5-star review and we'll send you a free gift. Uh-oh. That does specifically violate Amazon TOS. But so yeah, that's your way out there.
I don't think Amazon is really into like rules following.
For the merchants, yes. Because it's this unbelievable automated system that's running at all times around the globe and is terrifying and baffling.
There isn't enough eyeballs on it, is what I'm saying.
They're processing 50 cents of every e-commerce dollar in the United States.
Bill.
Yeah. That's quite the monopoly. But all right, let's say, so he said, our biggest issue now is generating traffic to our website. I'm currently learning content and customer acquisition strategies. All right, so I mean,
all that stuff we just talked about with John Murphy.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exact same thing.
Only he could buy ads now, hopefully.
Yeah,
because he's not selling weed dildos.
Yeah, ideally this guy could buy ads, but also when you're starting out on Amazon, a lot of people have to buy Amazon ads, or they continue to buy Amazon ads, or you're buying ads on the marketplace, so the like sponsored related products. I'm sure there is some data there or some learnings that can transfer to Facebook or Google Shopping. Like if the keywords people are using, and I have no experience with Amazon ads, but ideally, if you could figure out the keywords people are using to search your items on Amazon, that can inform an SEO strategy, that can inform a Google Shopping strategy, and Google ad strategy. And then for Facebook ads, if we're registering people for the warranty, can we do basic surveying? Can we figure out demographics? Or does Amazon give us demographics on who buys? If I can get any of that, that's going to make, I can narrow down, I could use a lookalike audience at Facebook, but then also narrow it to who I know is buying.
Yeah, maybe the phone number matches are probably, you can't build an ad campaign on the phone number matches, but maybe you can get enough of a sample size of the phone number matches on Facebook to figure out the demographics at least.
Well,
but maybe
they handicapped audience insights after their privacy issues in recent years.
Yeah.
So I don't think we just don't have like the data insights we used to. But what's cool, I mean, you can just play with audience insights tools and figure out like what an audience looks like. So as an example, when we'll use Julie's Disney business again, we really didn't know like who these people are. And using audience insights tool, you're able to figure out like you could derive a customer avatar if the audience is big enough, just like poking around and playing with it by being like, show me people who like this page. And so it's like a lot of people in the South because they're driving there. That was interesting. And because it's a lot of people in the South, it also, and it's like, Disney's traditionally, especially from like the Reagan era on, is considered this wholesome thing, this wholesome family thing. It attracts a lot of people interested in wholesome family values. So get this, it was like the number one TV channel they watched, Hallmark Channel. Their favorite restaurant, Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Until I heard it, I was like, you're right. That's the most wholesome traditional values restaurant in existence. Cracker Barrel, get me some country fried steak. So you could, I guess, take kind of like a back your way into it and try and use the audience insights tool to develop a customer avatar that way. Get a little deep in the weeds.
Yeah.
But it's free. If you have the ad account, which doesn't cost you anything, just go, it's called the audience insights tool. Try playing with it. It's cool. You can figure out some demographics. So hopefully that narrows it down. There's also, for content creation, there's some cool tools out there for trying to identify, like, this is content that people engage with. BuzzSumo is one that's really neat. And BuzzSumo, it'll try and, you give it a keyword or a website, and it will essentially run it search for it on social media. And in doing that, it could tell you like, oh, well, this is the article that got shared the most. So this is the one that we think, in theory, this is the thing that like really clicked for that brand or website. So maybe you could create similar content. Kapow.
Great job.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. We would love to do more Q&A episodes. We need more topic requests. So, of course, I will post in the Facebook group in a week. Hit you guys up for that. So if you have not join the Facebook group. Search Unofficial Shopify Podcast. Join the Facebook group, and I will do a pinned post every couple of weeks where I go, hey, call for content.
Questions.
Ask a question. And we do answer most of them.
Yeah, if they're good.
If
we don't answer it, it's probably bad.
It's because you're stupid.
Yeah, it's because you're stupid.
No, it's because we look for a theme.
Best to not try at all.
Yeah, just give up now. Save yourself the hassle. Ugh. Just order a pizza, watch some Netflix. No.
That's what
oh
I'm
my
doing
God,
tonight.
No. Okay, that's also what I'm doing tonight. It's Friday when we're recording this.
My wife's gone. Just laying around my underwear, watching Good Times.
Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. I got nothing. All right. I will see you guys later. I appreciate the time. Join my Facebook group.